Timothy, you're the director of a short film we had the pleasure of seeing, 90 Days. Can you tell us a little bit about the plot?
The plot's basically about a girl from northern China, and she travels to Hong Kong through getting a 90 days visa, and she's brought into the world of underground prostitution while trying to make a single phone call.
The idea of this short film, you actually sort of stumbled upon it while working on another project, didn't you?
Exactly. Actually, the original idea I had in Toronto, I just had an image in my head. It was based on a woman who's worked in this profession, and she's trying to make a phone call, but she could never do it at the payphone. So I had this image, but the story never developed. So when we actually got to Hong Kong, I shot a documentary about a calligraphy artist with no arms. So he's actually from China, and he travels from China and sells his paintings, his calligraphy paintings and he does it with his feet and his arms and his mouth. Yeah, and his legs, and then basically he actually lives in these red light hotels. So while I've documented him for about 4 days, I would actually see the real world like firsthand.
So when it came to getting this on film, to capturing this, was it your idea of what you had seen, or had you talked to actual people that were in that situation?
Partly it was based on certain moments that I was actually in those hotels, and then we actually did meet some women who were in this industry as well. Because while I was there, they would actually talk to us, and they were actually really friendly. We just weren't allowed to shoot them, so that was basically how the idea sort of all came together.
And when you hear an idea like this, how do you turn it into something to look so good on screen?
It was definitely a collaboration where the director had a very strong script from the heart, from real places, and I knew that he could get access to this world in Hong Kong. And really, when you have locations and like the reality in all the spaces already, you don't really have to do all that much. You know, you throw up a couple lights and you point the camera somewhere, but it's all about like the content and the story and the performances. So
How did you guys come to meet? How did you decide to work together?
Actually, we're both classmates at NYU, New York University, Tisch Asia. We're both doing our masters. Well, Jeff actually graduated, and then I took a year off my second year to go pursue just to work in Hong Kong on some films. And when I went back to school for my second year, Jeff was free because he was in third year. So we always got along. We're both Canadian. We both talk a lot, and we're both interested in like a lot of visual styles. So we got together pretty well.
Now, you said originally you were shooting a documentary on this calligraphy artist. How do you go from doing that to deciding to do a short film? It's basically taking a huge project and condensing it into, how long was it?
Oh, actually, the documentary was it was for school as well, and it was actually a short. It was about 15 minutes or so, and then so we just followed around this guy for 4 days, 3.5, 4 days, and just watched him eat, watched him do everything. And while he was at the hotel, we could see these other women and the people who led the women around, and even that website in the film. Like those are all real things that we found while people were working. Someone actually did show up to take photographs of them, and then we sort of saw the whole world based on being in Hong Kong, I guess.
Was there anything while you guys were filming it that sort of gave you a huge shock, like you had no idea this was going on?
one of the funnier things is that I was very protected by my director and my crew, but we were apparently paying off Triad members talking to Triad members in order to continue shooting at some of these locations. But I was just doing my job. So.
Just showed up and did what you were told, right? And for you, was there anything that really stood out that will sort of stick in your mind forever?
Well, luckily, because the whole Triad thing, we actually had a friend who knew the police. So they actually, and in Hong Kong, actually, the police ask you for money too if you're shooting. Oh, wow. So luckily, one of our good friends that helped out in the film, she actually told all the police. So when the police came to say hi to us, they were like, "We know what's going on," and then they're like, "Yeah." So the Triad people knew who we were too. It was actually a lot of the drug addicts from where we were. A lot of the drug addicts because that's a really sketchy neighborhood. It's probably the poorest neighborhood in Hong Kong, the poorest district. So while we were shooting, they would just kind of walk around us and they'd be looking at our equipment, and they don't really know what it is, but they just know that if they can steal something, they can probably sell it.
Yeah, for a good amount, I'd say.
Yeah. And then I guess another thing is one of the hotels, we actually upset them because we were there the night earlier doing scouting and doing some shots, and we upset them, so they actually took back 2 of the rooms because originally they were like, "Oh, you can take the whole hotel." But they took back 2 rooms, so a lot of our colleagues from NYU as well, they were actually sort of surprised because when the hotel owners took back the 2 rooms, they actually there was working women there then. So they were bringing different women up, and then some women came up like 3 times with different
Into the hotel.
in the hotel while we were shooting our film. So for our makeup artists, for our actress, it was just very, for our first AD Mara. A lot of them were just like, wow. So we were always just like, just be discreet, don't get in the, don't get in people's way. Don't don't make it too obvious. Yeah.
And how do you protect yourselves when you're in a situation like that? Like, was there ever a point in time where you were sort of freaked out?
There was, I think, with the night when we shot on the street with the drug addicts.
Yeah. I was very happy to just get in. I mean, Tim really loves visual as well. There are some directors who are all about the actors, and then there are some who are more interested in camera as well. And Tim, he is very interested in camera, but had the ability to let go and then give me the freedom. And we were just, it was a great collaboration where I got to roam in the streets of Hong Kong and make a great movie.
Pretty good excuse, I guess. How long did it take you guys to shoot this one?
It was 6.5 days, every day from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Wow, that's some long hours for you.
Yeah, pretty much 6.5 days, and then every day 6 to 6, and our whole crew was there. Like, everyone was there. They were very committed. Everyone did a great job.
So why the Vancouver International Film Festival?
Well, actually, from being Canadian, I kind of wanted to have just the first film showcased here in Canada, and then my mom was able to come over here to watch it, so that was good. It's tough for parents when your kids want to be filmmakers. And then Jeff's also from Vancouver, so
And what's next for you guys?
Many people have said maybe we should convert this into a feature film, so that's in the talks now and some development. And then there's another story we have that I am working on right now. It's a love story about an expat meeting a local girl in Hong Kong, and they walk around Hong Kong over one night, and through the course of one night, they make everyone else around them accidentally fall in love. Yeah, so it's a little bit different from 90 Days. So it's just to keep me balanced, something darker, something more light and refreshing.
And for the people that don't get to enjoy the film festival circuit, is there any way that they can go about seeing the material that you've put together?
Right. Hopefully we get into more festivals, and hopefully we get some noise and we get it distributed. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I hope you do. I mean, like I said, we had the pleasure of seeing it, and it was amazingly put together, really well done. And I hope that you guys continue to come over here and show us what you've got. I have one more question that I try to ask most of my guests. It's actually about your sock choice. I believe that you can tell a lot about a person by the color of their socks, and I'd like to know what socks you wore today.
I actually wore white socks.
Is that a normality for you?
Yeah, like white socks with like little gray in the front and on the bottom sole, just so you know your foot's in the right spot.
That is the best answer I've ever heard.
Just to keep you on track and stuff, yeah.
Do you think that's actually why they put the gray parts on there?
I think so, actually. I really do, because sometimes people, you're running around making films, you don't really know what's going on, your socks are on backwards, so.
You don't even know what day it is sometimes, right?
Exactly.
Fair enough. How about yourself?
I have some purple socks on, and I found them in my 12-year-old cousin's closet, that I'm staying with right now.
Those are the best kind, honestly. Is there a reason you chose the purple ones, though?
Not really. Laundry day.
Keep you going all day, though, right? Nice and bright when the sun's not out.
Exactly.
I like it. Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. Hopefully we'll speak soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.